All right, it's your boy, comedian-edwin-douglas, and you're on Uheardme First Radio Talk Show. That's right, we are on Uheardmefirst.com, iheart-radio, Spotify, Spreaker, and also Apple Podcasts. I know a lot of you have been missing me, but we will discuss that later on the show. So allow me to bring in my DJ sidekick, Uncle Ben. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to change the game. Yes, from here on out, the rest of our season, second half of the season, our guest will be our co-host. Uncle Ben, you won't be hearing his voice. His job is to be posted up in the corner. Uncle Ben, why you got to tell everybody my business? You ain't got no business, player. But in the meantime, please, welcome to the show all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She's no stranger. This is her second home like a condo. All the way from Philly, the lovely actress, radio personality, and much, much, much more. Please welcome the one and only Nikee Warren. How are you doing, sweetie?
Hello.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us, and I want to say Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year.
Yes. Happy New Year, Uncle Ben, Edwin, Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a safe and Happy New Year.
Yes, we did, and this is our first episode, the second half of the season since October, because I made a commitment to promote the vote, and I'm glad I did do what my heart allowed me to do, and I thank God for that. Yes. In the meantime,
nice.
In the meantime, before we get into the show, tell us what's going on in Philadelphia on the Kevin and Nikee.
Well, right now, we the Kevin and Nikee show is still going strong, like we're doing. Our guests are fabulous. Kevin is fabulous. I'm fabulous, of course. But this pandemic still got us shut down a bit. So filming for Kevin and I have been, pretty much on hold. We take our acting gigs as we get them, but it's been pretty much on hold, and it's just one of them things where you just got to do what you got to do. But I have been writing, of course. And, you're going to see some new things coming out of Nikee Warren this year, in the new year. Some new things coming out of Nikee Warren, and I cannot wait. I get a chance to debut my writing, my directing. Well, actually, I've been directing, but I get a chance to debut some of the things that I have written, and it's going to be off the chain. It's going to be good. So y'all going to see a lot coming from Nikee. And, so that's pretty much what's been going on.
All right. Well, speaking of the pandemic, what did you learn, Nikee? What did you get out of it? I mean, your personal experience and experiment.
What I got out of it was to get busy, start writing all of those things that you've always wanted to do, start doing those things, because like I said before, the film industry has been completely shut down by this pandemic, and we haven't been able to film. But now is the time where, okay, all that book that I've always wanted to write, I'm writing that book. That script that I've always wanted to write, I'm writing that script. The time that I needed to spend with the family, I'm spending time with the family. Things that I needed to get done around the house, I'm doing that. So what I took from this pandemic here was sit down and be still, because the other thing is the churches were completely shut down. So we could not go, and fellowship together. So this was one of those times where you got into your closet by yourself and you sought the Lord's face by yourself. And it was one of them things of what you going to do now that the church is shut down, So this was a time where I just stayed on my face before God. I opened up my computer. I started writing. I spent more time, with my family, quarantine time with my family. And those things that I've always wanted to do, and those things that I did not know that I could do, I started doing. Like I sat down, during the whole quarantine, and I wrote about 5 different films.
Wow.
And not short films. These are feature films. And, with me being a SAG actress, of course, I have to go that route. But I sat down and wrote 5 films. Good ones, too. So this pandemic has taught me a lot about, myself. It's more to me than in front of that camera. I could be behind the camera as well, and I could be the writer. I could be the director. I could be the producer, different things like that. So I learned a lot about myself during this quarantine.
Well, as I told you before, if you need me in one of those films or your film in the future, I play a police officer. I play a homeless man. I play somebody who got shot. But one role, I'm not going to play no punk role like Tyler Perry offering everybody on TV. So you just keep that in mind. I ain't playing no punk role. So maybe Uncle Ben may go for that. Uncle Ben, nigga, I ain't playing no punk role either. Uncle Ben, playing no punk role either. Nah, a role like that.
Uncle Ben, I'm not going to have you playing no punk role, Edwin. I'm not going to have you playing no punk role. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you at all.
But speaking, and I want to give a better word, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first time ever tune in on to Uheardme First Radio Talk Show. We'll talk about almost anything, but I'm going to give the most respect to everyone. Now, if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, every time you turn on the television, there are programs and shows that allow what is the word, homosexual roles, and it's nothing new anymore. So please don't feel uncomfortable when we're talking about certain things. You are welcome to tune in, and you're welcome to come on the show if you got something that you want to reveal or showcase your talent. So we don't discriminate anyone. Right, Uncle Ben? Uncle Ben. You got that right, buddy. Uncle Ben. Well,
Uncle Ben, a man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he's on a good behavior. He worked very hard during our promote to vote. Speaking on life experiences on voting, tell us, Nikee, what are some of the things that you guys had to go through in Philadelphia during the time that we're voting or people are voting between September all the way up to November the 3rd?
You know what? It was a complete mess. I'm just going to start off by saying this. Never in the history of the United States of America have I ever seen mailboxes being picked up and relocated to other areas so that people would have a hard time trying to mail in their ballots.
Wow.
It was ridiculous out here. I've never seen mailboxes picked up and relocated before. They were doing that in Philadelphia,
Wait a minute.
People were having.
Are you saying the city crew drive by and pick it up and move it someplace else?
The postal picking up the mailboxes and moving the mailboxes, I believe, to another location. So that people can have a hard time to try and mail in their ballots. Because remember, the mail-in ballots for Philadelphia, I believe the mail-in ballots had to be done by the 19th or something like that. And people were having a hard time, trying to get their ballots in. And, when everyone finally got their ballots in, it just became like one of those big messes where every time you turn on the news, something was going on with the ballots. Now, me, myself, I wasn't messing with the ballots. I was not messing with the mail-in ballots. And the reason why I was not messing with the mail-in ballots is because this election here that we had was the nastiest election. I've never seen an election like this in my life. This was the nastiest thing I've ever seen. And so because of that and because of everything that was going on with it, I didn't want anyone tampering with nothing that I had with my ballots or anything like that. So I waited. I purposely waited until Election Day to vote. I purposely waited, and I stood in line. Now, the good thing about the time that I went to vote, I got off work at around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So about time I got down there, it was pretty much no line. So I was able to walk right on in, cast my vote, and walk right out, which is absolutely fine for me. But this thing was crazy. You had people, lines around the corner. I mean, people standing in lines for hours to vote. That's how crazy this thing was. Yeah. And I have never seen lines as long as I've seen them since I've been voting. Never seen it. I've heard stories about it, but I've never seen it. This election here was very important. It was so crucial that everyone, come out and vote. And America spoke. We spoke and we got in office who we wanted to have in there, because at the end of the day, you get tired of nonsense. You get tired of the drama. Yes, you get tired of that. And at the end of the day, you want change. And that's what people were screaming. People were screaming change, and change did happen.
Speaking, people want change. One of the major things that took place in the whole world had an opportunity to see with their own eyes Black Lives Matter. When I say the whole world, we're talking about all denomination, races. I mean, you just name it. What are some of your thoughts?
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I don't know why. I don't like to call people martyrs. I don't like to do that. But George Floyd, he really his death, sad to say, his death it opened up a lot of eyes, especially those eyes that were closed for a long time. His death opened up eyes. Now, for those eyes who refuse to open, okay, fine. But for those people who refuse to believe, what's going on with them? Here they go again. His death was seen around the world. And you had people from other countries marching. People from other countries, people from other cities just showing support towards, us and what we were going through over here. And, they saw it for themselves how that man, he sat on that man's neck with his hands in his pocket the whole entire time. And he did not move off that man's neck with his hands in his pocket. People saw that. Mm-hmm. So it opened up everybody's eyes like, wait a minute, that's not supposed to be happening. Mm-hmm. And for the first time in history, people were appalled. People were appalled. Mm-hmm. Even people of other races were appalled. So now you have people of other races. You know what? Black lives do matter. Look at what he's doing. He's sitting on that man's neck like he don't even matter. He's sitting on that man. He's deliberately killing this man on national television. That's what he's doing. So everybody...
No, no, go ahead, go ahead. That's it. Right.
So everybody, not just us here in the United States, but everybody around the world saw that video of this man doing what he was doing, and everybody around the world were appalled. Mm-hmm. And so everybody is saying, you know what? No. We can't have this. Black lives do matter. And it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It was a worldwide movement. That's what it was. It wasn't just a citywide movement. It was a worldwide movement, because I was watching CNN, and they were talking about George Floyd over in China. Mm-hmm. And showing the video. And I couldn't,
when a movement like that take place, you already know it was God.
Yes.
God has stepped in and let us know that He has the power.
Yeah.
And what people did not want to believe, and this young man, he's my fraternity brother, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. He was a professional football quarterback, has been in the Super Bowl, and he tried so hard and continued to, and he never gave up. And he warned us about this was happening. And no one wanted to believe. They thought he was crazy getting down on one knee. So now, after enough was enough, when we saw people was burning police buildings, burning restaurants, burning cars, and, looting, and, the whole world, the whole country was moving. So it doesn't stop there. We still have other cases similar or just as worse than George Floyd that we need to step up and make sure justice is served. And we expect change to happen in 2021. I don't wish anything bad for all police officers, but all of us are human. We can't continue to let racism take over and let it be a part of a leadership in our own country that was led by the president and many other organizations who promote hate, H-A-T-E. That hate is a crime. We need to put that to the end. And I'm sorry, I've witnessed so many things during this COVID-19, and a lot of people, even in the ministry, didn't do a thing. No, we didn't do nothing. The only one I can say that who stepped up and is quiet right now, and that is Reverend Al Sharpton and his little group that help make changes, that help make a movement. And for those who also made an effort in your community, I take my hat off to you also. But you gotta give credit to Colin Kaepernick, Reverend Al Sharpton, all the attorneys who plays a big part of all these cases to get it solved. Okay, our mayor in Atlanta, Georgia, mayors in other cities, Louisville, Dallas, L.A., Philly. I take my hat off to you. Yes, yeah, very good, Nikee, very good. It was a movement. And with that being said, we still have a long way to go. We still have a lot of work that we need to do, that we do.
Yeah, we do. But I feel, and everybody else feels, that we have the right people in that White House to get it done. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. He has a lot of work to do. especially since he was not getting documents that he was supposed to receive, once he became, completely announced as the president-elect and different things like that. And it's going to be rough because he got a lot of work to do. He got this virus that's still here. He's calling for after the inauguration or during the inauguration, when he gives his inauguration speech, he'll probably do it then, but he's calling for 100 days of mask wearing, which is going to be a task within itself because you still have a lot of people who believe that the virus is fake, despite the 350,000 people that we have already lost and still are continuing to lose. So you have a lot of people who believe that the virus is fake. They don't have to wear a mask. If they're fighting it every step of the way, they're fighting this mask, don't want to wear it, don't want to stop gathering, don't want to stop traveling. So this 100-day of mask wearing is going to be very important if we're going to be able to have a successful 2021 year. If we don't get together and do this, 2021 is going to be just like 2020, that year that we left.
Exactly.
So we have to, I know we don't want to, but we have to do our part. It's very important that we do our part. Put your mask on. Come on.
That's it.
It's just one of them things where I just don't understand how we value our lives so little.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a killer virus here. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about going to a barbecue and the barbecue may be bad, so we got to put on a mask to not eat the barbecue. We're talking about a killer virus that nobody knows how it's coming. You can wear your mask all day long, and from what I understand, just take it off for a snippet and get sick.
Exactly.
So it's one of them things where you gotta value yourself. I love my family, but guess what? I've been in my home since March.
Wow.
I've been in my home since March. I ventured out to go see my mother because she had gotten sick from the coronavirus. But I've been home, and I'm going to continue to be home until this thing is done because I'm trying to live. I got things to do.
That's it.
I got things to do. And the things to do does not include having my family plan a funeral.
That's it.
So it's one of them things like what you want.
That's it. Well, we're at the bottom of the hour. We're going to do something totally different. But when we come back from this surprise, we're going to do Book of the Week, and Nikee will be joining us as she always does, giving her thoughts. But hang on. Don't nobody go nowhere. We got a surprise for y'all. Just hang on because you are on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show.
Hello.
Hello. I'm trying to reach Sister Monica, please.
Who's calling?
This is Brother Deshaun. I'm calling. Actually, I'm a member at Greater Missionary Baptist Church.
How can I help you?
I'm calling you actually about the offering. Now, did you? I know you paid your tithes, but you also
I pay my tithes every Sunday.
Okay. Now you paid a love offering as well, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now this past Sunday, I'm looking at a check that you left us with the bank.
Right. I sure did. I wrote a check Sunday.
Okay. Now the check, ma'am, was $250. Am I correct?
Right. I wrote two checks for my tithes and the love offering. Right. I wrote one for $250 for the love offering.
Okay. Now, ma'am, I know. First of all, I didn't ask you. How's your day going? You doing all right?
My day is fine. How about yours?
I'm like I said, I'm blessed. Now,
but what is this call regarding? Why are you calling me?
Well, what I wanted to tell you is that I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but your check that you wrote for $250 actually has bounced. And
wait a minute. You said my check bounced for $250?
Your check bounced. So what I'm doing is calling you about recouping the $250 as well as you cost us $30 in bank fees.
Wait a minute now. I wrote 2 checks. I wrote a check for $100. Did that one bounce?
I don't see to it that one bounced. All I know is the one that the love offering has bounced.
Well, did you put them in at the same time? Because I wrote them at the same time.
They all go in on Monday, ma'am. Now, I didn't put them in at the same time. I've been putting them in for the last 2-3 years. The problem is, why would people write these?
What is your name?
I'm Brother Deshaun.
And you was there this Sunday?
I was there. I don't think it matters when I was there, ma'am. The problem is that I didn't put these checks in, and I don't understand why y'all write these checks to the church.
Wait a minute.
Knowing that they gonna
y'all write these checks?
There's a lot of people write
checks are good.
Well, no,
I don't write bad checks.
Well, why did
one cleared? Why the other one didn't clear?
Maybe you didn't have enough money for both of them to clear.
What did you just say?
Maybe you didn't have enough money in the bank for both of them to clear, and I don't understand why people write these.
I got plenty of money in the bank, and all my checks clear. I don't write no damn rubber checks.
Well, you wrote one on Sunday, and that's the problem. How you gonna try to give a love?
Confused. Wait a minute. I think you got me confused with somebody else. I don't write no bad checks.
You didn't wrote this.
I'm trying to be nice to you.
I'm trying to be nice to you. When can we expect the $250 plus the $30?
And you wait, $30?
That's the bank fees, ma'am, for the doggone check bouncing.
My check didn't bounce. I'm going to check my bank. And if my check clear, you're going to pay me $30 for calling me, harassing me about a $250 check bounce. I don't write no damn
Why would you write check? What, you want to sit up in the church and write these big number checks when you know you ain't got it in the bank?
What the did you say?
I said, why would you write these checks when the money ain't in there?
Let me tell you one thing. I don't write no bad checks, and you got a lot of nerves calling me, telling me my check bounced.
Your check is the one that has bounced. And
I tell you what you do. Since my check bounced, you pay them since you got all the money. And don't call me with this again.
Call her back, cat. Call her back.
Hello?
Don't you hang up on me no more. When are we going to get this $250 and this $30?
Look. Somebody from the church told me I wrote a bad check. I don't write no
You did write a bad check.
I didn't write no bad check.
Yes, you did.
Wait a minute. Why are you calling me? Why the treasurer don't call me at church?
The treasurer is
the
busy.
Deacon, I ain't never know the deacon call nobody about no bad check. Your is full of Thank you. You got the damn money.
I ain't got... Who in the hell is that in the background? Who is that?
Never mind who it is. We both go to the same church. And you going to call me to my I wrote a bad check. You don't you call me no more. And if the check bad, you pay it, okay?
Do pastor know you talking like this?
Do pastor know you calling me? Can you answer that?
Look, when are we going to get this $250? This $280 is what we looking for from you.
I wrote a check for $250.
And
will not get $280. You put the $30 with it.
You put $250 in there, it bounced. $30 cost us on bank fees. That's $280. When can the church expect their money?
Never. Not no $280. You will never get $280.
You're going to make me come by your...
And my check then... What did you say? I'm going to do what?
You're going to make me come by your house and get this money.
Bring your on. Bring it. Bring your on.
What is the address on this check?
Check?
I got it off the check.
Well, bring your on. I bet you'll be limping back.
I'm watching you. You better not be spending no money nowhere. You better not spend nothing till I get this $250 plus $30.
Whatever I want to, okay?
No, you know what?
I am, and you don't call me no more with this because my check did not bounce. I don't see how one check went through and the other bounced.
Let me say this to you. We cannot accept you back into the house of the Lord no more until...
What did you say?
You are not... Don't you come in there Sunday until we get...
I'm coming up in there Sunday, and I'm going to make sure I find your because you the person I want to see.
You go.
And you know what? I'm going to call the pastor right now and ask him because I don't believe my check bounced. You full of...
Well, let me say this before you call pastor.
No, I'm going to call pastor. No, you should have talked with pastor before you call me with this information.
I got one more thing I need to say to you.
You ain't got nothing to say to me. You done upset me with this. I'm talking about I bounced a check. You should have went to pastor before you called me with this.
I'll tell pastor when I get, but I got one more thing to say before I leave. Is you listening?
What do you got to say to me? What do you have to say now that you're going to pay the check?
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your girlfriend.
Wait, what did you say?
Baby.
What did you say? What did you say?
I say this is Nephew Tommy, baby, from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your girlfriend has pranked you.
I'm going to beat that
All right, Nikee.
Wow. Wow.
Nikee, now come on, that's nephew.
Now we got two problems here. We got two problems with that. The first problem is the whole church I know was listening, okay, and the pastor too. So she got to do some repenting from all those F-bombs she dropped. All the F-bombs she dropped, she laid him out royally, okay? The pastor going to be having her walk up to the altar by the ushers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard me pray radio talk show. We will be throwing some surprises at the bottom of the hour to make you guys laugh. That was Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. All right. You enjoy that part, Nikee?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my, that was so funny. That nephew Tommy, somebody going to meet him in the parking lot one day. Somebody going to meet him in the parking lot. Did you hear the episode where he called the funeral home and told them that they had the wrong tombstone or something like that, and on the wrong casket, and they spelled the aunt's name wrong and everything, and he was going to go down there. Oh, my goodness. Nephew Tommy is a mess. He is the king of pranks.
Yes,
he is, and I thought I was bad. He is bad.
Yeah.
He is bad.
All right, now we're at the second half of the show. That was the bottom hour of the show. And you heard me first radio talk show. For those who just not tuning in, you're listening to comedian Edwin-Douglas as the host, right along with my DJ sidekick, Uncle Ben, and special guest, the one and only actress and radio personality all the way from Philadelphia on the Kevin and Nikee show, and her name is Nikee Warren.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a lot of emails, and everyone was asking me, hey, bring back the book of the week. And for you guys, I thank you guys for following me, and we brought back book of the week. All right.
Okay.
The book of the week.
Drum roll.
The title, Between Me and God, Obeying My Faith and Dreams, and the author is comedian Edwin-Douglas. That's me. Yay.
Yes, I would give you the bell, but I don't have it.
Coming soon. We're going to make sure we send it out to you this week. Make sure you get your copy.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And the way we would do this, we're going to promote a lot of authors and books and talk about it, not go in deep details, because we want people to buy the book and read it and, and support authors. Yes. And I'm just going to do a little bit, and then we're going to get into it, and I'm going to voice my opinion. Well, I'm going to let Nikee voice her opinion, and then go from there. Okay.
Okay.
As I say, the name of this book is Between Me and God, Obeying My Faith and Dreams, and the author is comedian Edwin-Douglas. That's me. Well, this book is about my journey through life. It's also about my faith and dreams. Every life lesson is a learning experience that will guide you through relationship with friends and family to get to your dreams for achievement. That's what this book's about. Now, I'm going to go inside, and each title that I have really open up the chapter, and I'm just going to do one, and then I'm going to go into another part so we can have a little discussion. Nikee, when you hear someone make a statement or have a title or a chapter, faith inside my struggle, what's the first thing come to your mind when you hear faith inside my struggle?
The first thing I hear when I hear faith inside my struggle actually is faith, because it's during that struggling period, it's during that trying period that we tend to lose focus, and we tend to give up so quickly because it's really hard. But if we just keep our eyes on God and keep the faith in God that He's going to come through, He will come through. And I always, the pastor of my church always say that you can tell where a person is with their faith and with their walk in Christ when they go through something. You can tell where they are, because it's so easy for them to, as soon as something gets hard, it's so easy for them to say, all right, I'm done. It's so easy for them to just like, okay, this is it. I'm going to do something else. Okay, you're not going to help me. I'm going to do something else. It's so easy for them to say that. But if you keep your eyes on God, and if you keeping your eyes on God and standing on the Word even during the toughest times, that takes a lot of faith. That takes a lot of trust, and it takes a lot of prayer. And sometimes, people, they give up on that so quickly. So what I hear in that is actually what it is, faith. That's what I hear. Faith in God when it gets really hard. Faith, 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 faith.
And that's absolutely right. And then everyone is going to have some struggle in their life, in your journey, in your dreams. And you got to keep pushing it. And I thank God for leading me to write this book. I've gone through many trials and tribulations, believing in myself, believing in my dreams, and just believing. And now I've written this book. I've done several things. I look back. When the ebook came out, I was happy. But when I received a paperback book, Nikee, my eyes got watery. I said, wow, I'm reading my own book, even though I wrote the book. And I'm like, wow.
And I know that was hard. Just think of how many doors was shut in your face regarding your book. They said it's the saying that Dr. Seuss, he got turned down so many times for his book before he wrote Cat in the Hat.
Yes.
And so it's that thing, and the Lord is saying, I know you're walking with me right now while things are good, but are you going to continue to walk with me when it gets rough? Yes. Are you going to continue to walk with me when you feel as though you see no end in sight, when your back is up against the wall? Are you going to continue to trust me? That's what he want to know. Now, we can walk together all day long when the sun is shining, but what about when it's pouring down rain and the flood is coming up and you don't see a life jacket, you don't see a lifeboat? Are you going to continue to trust that I'll be there? Are you going to continue to do that? And not too many people do that. They'll hang on as long as everything is good, but get a little bit of struggle up in there and watch how they fall off. If writing the book was so easy, everybody would be a writer. Exactly. If being an actress was so easy, everybody would be an actress. If being a director was so easy, a movie maker was so easy, everybody would be doing it. But it's not. You're going to come up against obstacles. You're going to come up against walls and run around in circles all of the time. But God want to know, while you're coming up against those obstacles, walking around in circles and banging your head up against the wall, do you still trust me to do this for you?
That's it.
That's what he want to know.
That's it. I'm going to go into one of my chapters, Words and Wisdom. God gave this to me. The more I started writing, the more he was giving me more to put it in the book. This one here is the blessing business. God is the blessing business. If you invest in God, God will invest in you. God is the blessing business. If you invest in God, God will invest in you. I'm going to read another one. Dogs, D-O-G-S. Ladies, stop calling all men dogs. Fellas, stop treating women like female dogs. Just spell the word backwards and tell yourself who you are dealing with. Fellas, treat all women with respect because they are special to God. If a man can't respect a woman, he can't respect himself. Now, Nikee, have you spelled the word dog backwards yet?
No. Let me do it right now. Now you got putting me back in elementary school. See, only you can do that, Edwin. only you can do something like that. Okay, let me get it. Okay, so we got D-O-G-S. Okay, we got S-G.
Leave the S out.
Okay, leave the S out. Okay,
take
the S out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, so
I like that.
So this is why it's important that we need to be very careful because what? Your tongue is power. And a lot of people don't think about that. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. I thought you don't like this one, Nikee. Players. Everybody's a player. These are games that people play. Love game, dating game, cheating game. The other games people play are the mind game. Police, doctors, lawyers also play the money game. Believe it or not, God and Satan play games with people called obedient and disobedient game. Like that?
Mm-hmm. That's
okay.
Good. I like that.
Okay, one more.
I like that.
I don't want to give it all up. I'm going to do two more. The last one's going to be real funny. Line up. Get yourself lined up with God first. Then obey your faith and dream. Get your credit and your credit scores tight. Get your foundation together and ask God to put a covenant over your home. Then get a woman to marry her. Okay? Speaking to the men. Okay? Now, this is really going to be funny here, Nikee. This is the last one. Fresh and clean. Keep yourself fresh and clean. Keep your underwear fresh and clean because you never know when God will send his angel to come get you. And you can't go to heaven thinking. The bad part is Satan may not want those thinking behind either.
And make sure them bras and panties match. Okay, we don't want to go to heaven with mismatched bra and panties. Make sure the bra and panties match, and please make sure you got toenail polish on and your nails are done. Okay, we don't want to look like no Ugg mug trying to get up into heaven. They may have, we don't want that. Okay, make sure all that stuff match. Your bra, your panties, and your nails.
Oh my goodness. So,
everything got to match.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the book of the week between me and God, obeying my faith and dreams. As the author myself, comedian Edwin-Douglas. And if you're interested in getting the ebook right away, you can go to Amazon Kindle. It's right there, between me and God, obeying my faith and dreams. Author myself, comedian Edwin-Douglas. The paperback book, I'm going to hold on to the high end of it. But if you want a copy, you're more than welcome to email me at Uheardme first at yahoo.com. You can go to LinkedIn. You'll see Edwin Douglas, comedian Edwin Douglas. Inbox me. I'm changing the game here, okay? And then in the next couple of months, I will be doing the book tour dinner, keynote speaker, dinner, and book tour. And also, I'm going to do wine and book tour for authors. I will be inviting authors. So keep up with me. I'll keep things posted on LinkedIn. You can email me, uheardme1st@yahoo.com. You can go on uheardme1st.com. And, and just keep listening to us right here on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. We'll keep you posted, and every week we will be doing Book of the Week right here on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. All right, now we're getting to the good part with our guest. Nikee, at the beginning of the show, you did tell us what you had going on, what you have done during the pandemic. How about this? Could you give any advice to anyone who's trying to become in the film business or become an actor, actress? I mean, just bless them with a little wisdom and knowledge on how they can become very successful. Just give them a little notebook.
Okay. If for any one of you out there who are trying to become an actor, actress, writer, director in the film industry, I encourage you, take a class. That is the very first thing you need to do. Take a class, because in that class you will learn the fundamentals that you need to know in order to become that actor, that actress, that writer, that director. It just getting in front of that camera is so much that you have to know before you can get in front of the camera. You have to know where your point of view are. You have to know the backdrop of your character. You have to know how to bring out your character. And these are things that you actually learn in class. You have to know how to feel your character. You have to know how to become your character. When you're a writer, you have to know how to write. You have to know how to write in a way that your actor and your actresses, when they read the script, how to make that character jump off of the page. If you're trying to become a director, take a class. You're trying to become a camera person, take a class, because you have to know how to hit every angle. I'm one of those actresses where you got to hit every angle for me, because I give you so much in that character that I have, created for you, which is pretty much the character that you wrote in the script. But I give you so much, and you don't want to miss anything that I'm giving you. So it's one of them things where you have to take a class. Education is key. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Become a student of your craft. Even after you become this multi-million-dollar actress, actor, producer, director, you still want to take a class, because there's so much more things that you have to learn. And, you want to become a student of your craft so that you can reach back, and then help somebody else. But the main thing I can give you, take a class. Take a class. Take a class. There's so many classes out there, and some of them, don't cost that much. Some of them do, but take a class. Make sure you have good headshots and different things like that. But the main thing, before you start getting your headshots and different things like that, go to school. Get some education behind it. I'm telling you, that education will definitely help you, especially when it comes time to do your monologues, because if you need to have at least 5 monologues in your back pocket. You need to have a drama. You need to have a comedy. You need to have Shakespeare, because the director want to see how many different people you can play, like what direction can you go in. So you definitely want to make sure you work on your monologues and pick the monologue that's good for you. Pick the monologue that brings out who you are, where you can just completely show your best and show your range. So you definitely want to do that. But education is so much more than just getting in front of that camera and regurgitating lines. It's so much more than that. You want to be the very best. Get some education on it.
All right.
That's what I would say.
All right. Before we let you go, tell everyone what you got coming up that you want them to know right now, and also tell them how they can follow you. Just tell them what you're doing every week. Tell them who you are. Tell them what they need to know about Nikee Warren. Go ahead, Nikee. Did we lose with Nikee? Oh my God! I guess we lost Nikee. Did we lose her, baby? Oh wow! What we're gonna do is we're gonna close. You can follow Nikee Warren right in Philadelphia every Sunday on the Kevin and Nikee show, and I apologize for that on her end. But in the meantime, Nikee, we love you. Thank you, and we're going to close right here on You Heard Me First. Right here on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. You heard me? Peace, and may God bless you.
Keep it on, you don't stop. Keep it on, keep it on. Where the party at? Let's take a little time and talk about what's going through your mind and ask me shade. It's so right. I wanna ride. See, I would be like finding there. It made me want to put you can't go. I'm way feeling nothing, she girl is not kiss. Like icing on the cake. I gotta stay, so that we can do what we're for the party. Baby, really what you gonna do? Let's go there and finish what we started. 'Cause right from the beginning I was started. I know you felt you bound. You know I felt you bound.
This is comedian Edwin Douglas on You Heard Me First Radio Talk Show. We always will be on demand. Until next time, peace, and may God bless you.